Happy Sunday, everyone. How are you doing? I hope that you are doing well. I am actually pretty tired. I'm pretty tired, but I am here with you all. And having this stream because I wanted to kind of move forward with my thought processes around giving back. And excuse me if you hear the munching in the background. I'm currently snacking on an apple and some cheese because I'm hungry. This is not water, this is not a need for water, this is hunger. So, but I'm almost done. I'm almost done. So, again, going back to the previous stream in which, I kind of talked about having a conversation with you all, what is the plan for community? What is community, spiritual community? What is my place in the spiritual community? How can I help and give back in a way that isn't detrimental or harmful to me? So I figured, why not have a community day? A community day. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes for people to come in. And then once more people come in, we are going to get down to it. Today, we are talking about tarot. So come on in, come on in. I'm going to step away for a moment, just a quick brief moment, and then we'll get into it. All right. Let me, okay, one sec. Hey, lady, how are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you're well, girl. I hope you are well. Happy Sunday. What are you into today? I'm trying to eat something healthy right now before my husband gets home with food. I'm good, girl. I'm good. Currently, my husband is on his way home from a work trip. And not only did he bring me Garrett's popcorn from Chicago, he also is bringing me an actual, real, legit Philadelphia cheesesteak from Philly because he was in Philly this past week for work. And he's bringing brisket, Texas brisket from Houston for me. So I'm getting Garrett's Chicago popcorn. I am getting a Philly cheesesteak sandwich from Philly, and I'm getting brisket from Texas as soon as he gets home. So I'm eating healthy now. My little apple and a little bit of cheese. Cause baby, when that gets here, I already know what's gonna happen tonight. I'm gonna eat, we're gonna play Uno. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Hey, Social Mara side eye. And then I'm going to sleep. So, see, I said, let me snack on something healthy now. I had a veggie omelet this morning. It was good, but I'm hungry now. I mean, I'm proud of myself. I lost like 2 pounds, 3 pounds this week. But baby, when he gets home tonight, tearing it up. Oh, you said it's been raining? Hey, CS. I heard that it has been raining so much in the Atlanta area, and I'm just like, ooh, sounds like it's an El Nino year. I haven't checked, but all that rain like that. I remember one year, one summer in Atlanta, it rained like almost every day. And back then, when we had our house, we had a pool. We were happy because the pool, free water for the pool. When you have a pool and you have to fill up the pool yourself with water, you are happy when it rains and you are sad when it's like super hot outside because the water is evaporating and then you have to pay, to fill the pool up with your water from your garden hose. But yeah, that one summer it rained like almost every day that summer. It was like 20 It was like 2012, 2013, something like that. Somewhere between like 2010 and like 2013, like it was one summer where it rained so much. And I was tired of it. I was tired of it. It's free water for the pool, but I was tired of it. So if you are in Atlanta and it's been raining, I'm so sorry, honey. You said it's raining in Chicago too? Girl, I did not know you were in Chicago. Girl, la la. Okay. You are in Chicago, girl. Listen, I'm probably going to go home at some point this summer. I can't wait to go to Harold's. Like, I need some actual Harold's chicken fried in the motherland. I really do. So I can't wait to get me 6 wings fried hard with mild sauce. Amen. And then I can't wait to go to Italian Fiesta to get a large ground beef pizza from Italian Fiesta. Amen. My husband, he loves Home Run Inn. But I did not know you were in Chicago, girl. Okay. Hey, Miss Tree Moon. Hey, Donna. Listen, we had a very large pool. Okay. Our pool took like 30,000 gallons of water. I had an actual pool. I didn't have a little, squirt in the backyard. I had a big pool at the house that I had in Atlanta. So that pool was so big that if you ran the garden hose to fill it up, it literally took 2 days to fill up that pool. It was huge. So when it rained, we were happy for the rain. Free water. And all you had to do was just, add the pool chemicals in to keep the chemical balance correct. But baby, when it rained, free water for the pool, honey. So it's just raining. Okay, so the southeast is getting this rain, and so is Chicago. Hot and humid. Okay. Well, today, let me tell y'all what the weather is right now in San Jose. Now, I didn't turn on the air conditioner because my husband coming back. Let me see. Um, I don't know what this is. Let me just do this calculation. Fahrenheit to Celsius. So I can tell Donna what it is. Okay, so currently here in San Jose it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 25 degrees Celsius for you, Donna. 25 degrees Celsius for Donna, 77 degrees for us Fahrenheit people. So it's lovely right now. It's not humid at all. It's actually quite lovely. Quite lovely. Hey, okay. All right. Yeah, that's a beautiful day because it's not hot. Okay, I cut up this green apple to eat. I can't even eat all the green apple. I've eaten half of it, which is fine. Let me drink some water. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. This is the last thing I'm gonna tell y'all before we get started. Just the last thing I'm gonna tell y'all before we get started. I had the pleasure of cussing some people out last night. I had the pleasure of cussing somebody out. They tried coming for me. Are y'all following me on Blue Sky? If you are not on Blue Sky, please go follow me on Blue Sky because I had fun cussing somebody out last night. I pretty much told somebody last night to leave me alone. And if you want to go fight and protest in the riots in LA, then go suck enough dick to earn you some money to buy you a plane ticket to go to LA. That's pretty much what I told somebody last night. I had a good time cussing people out last night. Mad because people out here resting. So yeah, yeah, I sure did. I sure did cuss them out. And then they came back and was like, but I'm Irish. I said, Irish people suck dick too. What's the problem? Like, I had a good time cussing people out last night. That was the last I heard of them. So, don't come for me. There are so many people mad that black people are arresting and not going to go protest. Hmm. It sure is. Cussing people out is good for the soul. I was just like, who am I? Am I really this person right now? Yes, keep going. Keep going. I told them it's better for me to tell you to go to hell than for me to send you to hell. Okay? Amen, amen, amen. If I send you to hell, you're gonna wish that you had went there on your own. Okay. So yeah, I drug that MFer. I drug that MFer by his toenails. Listen, just because I don't do it all the time, don't mean that I can't. Okay, but anyway, we're getting to tarot community today. I couldn't wait to tell Babe that I cussed this dude out last night. He was like, "I'm so proud of you." Like, listen, don't come for me. I did not send for you, so don't come for me. So I don't know if he wouldn't earn his money for his plane ticket to go to LA or not. I don't know. Because I told him if you real good at sucking dick, you will make your money for your plane ticket real quick. So how fast you earn your money by sucking dick depends on your dick sucking skills. So if you really want to get down there to LA, you click them heels and get to it, okay? Okay, amen. Amen. So, tarot day. This is for my community. Y'all know I had my tarot class years ago. I have not restarted the tarot class because it really is a lot. It's taxing. It's taxing, but I think I saw someone say they had some tarot cards or they just bought a deck for themselves. And I would like to offer this time right now for us to have community with each other, to talk tarot, share tips and tricks, ask me questions. As I've been reading tarot for over a decade, there are people out there that have been reading tarot for way longer than I have. But you're here with me today, so I can only speak from my perspective. So, tarot is my favorite divination tool. Especially when I can connect with the artwork. Because I really think that, and I don't know if this would be considered a tip or not. I think it is. For those of you who read tarot or who want to read tarot, you have to be able to connect with your tarot deck. I may connect with a deck that you may not connect with. You have to connect with your own tarot deck. You have to connect with it. You have to like the way it feels. You have to practice shuffling with it. And you have to like the artwork. You have to like the artwork, right? Because you have to like what you're dealing with. You have to like what you're working with. You have to like your tool because you are going to be receiving information and interpreting the information based on what you're seeing with the cards, right? So I remember, and please don't buy a deck because it's popular, because everyone is just like, "Oh my god, I love it." You have to get the tarot deck that you love. that you want that really speaks to you. So you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself, right? So, somebody may like the Rider White, another person may like the Mermaid Tarot deck, someone may like um the Kitten Tarot deck. There are so many tarot decks out here on the market now. But whatever tarot deck, you really have to like it because you really should work with your tarot deck for 6 months to a year so you can understand how spirit speaks to you when you are using these cards. Okay? And that is the biggest thing. People think that it's the tarot cards. When you're if you are and let me just say this. There are psychics who use tarot and then there are tarot readers. I am a psychic that uses tarot. Okay? I receive a lot of information. This is why a lot of times when I'm reading tarot, the messages that I'm giving out don't necessarily correspond to the pictures and stuff on the cards. I'm getting information, as the young people say, downloads. I am getting information. Okay. I'm getting information. So there are psychics who use tarot cards, and then there are people who are just reading tarot. Okay. So that is a difference. That is a difference. You have to figure out what type of person you are. Okay. You have to figure out what type of person you are. I think that all humans are psychic. Some people ignore it because they have, they follow their religion. Some people ignore it because they're afraid of it, because they are afraid of the ability for humans to be in touch with things that we can't see. And then there are some people who are psychic and don't just deal into it because they live in the world of if it's not material, it's not real. Okay. So there are so many different people, right? So you have to figure out what type of person you are. And you have to figure out what your psychic gift is if you are someone who wants to work with your psychic gift. Okay. You have to figure that out. But you have to figure that out and you have to know that. And not only that, you have to trust that the psychic information that you are receiving is not only correct, but it's answering your question. You have to trust. You have to trust spirit. You have to trust God. You have to trust, you have to trust because it doesn't make sense to want to have a psychic gift or to use and develop your psychic gift if you're not going to trust it. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. Okay. Miss Tree Moon says, I've been studying for a while, like the cards and meaning of each, but I'm not comfortable enough yet to actually use them. And I don't want to be biased in reading them for myself, if that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Okay. So, Miss Tree Moon, are you utilizing your psychic gifts? See, here's the thing. You can study and learn what card meanings are, but that won't necessarily make you a reader, right? So let me just say this. You have to go beyond. You have to go beyond what the meanings say because listen, you may get a tarot deck and the artist who created the tarot deck will say that this card means something else. Okay? So when you get a tarot deck, you need to understand the thought processes, the myths, the energies going into the artwork of that particular tarot deck. Because I've seen people create new meanings and new paradigms for cards. Okay. So that's number one. You have to go beyond. You have to go beyond. Okay. And let me give you an example. Say you see a recipe on the internet. Let's just say, for example, you Let's just say you see a recipe for spaghetti on the internet. You're just like, "Oh, wow, this recipe looks like it could be good. It looks like it could work." And then you start looking at the ingredients of the recipe. Now, in your mind, you know that this recipe probably needs something more. Okay. We know a teaspoon of salt isn't going to do anything for all them spaghetti noodles. Okay. So when you start, it's kind of like when black people are cooking, when we're seasoning. The recipe may say something, but we know we need to add a little bit of this, or we need to do this, or we need to let it cook a little bit more, or we need to let it brown a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? You you have to go beyond. And you need to get to a point to where you trust the information. If you can't trust what you're getting for yourself, there is no way that you are going to be able to do this for other people. Okay? So don't go you have to decide, are you going to be a someone are you going to be a psychic that reads tarot based on what they say them cards mean? Or are you going to be a psychic who uses tarot as a tool and you're going to listen to the information that you get? You have to make that decision. Okay. You have to make that decision. I can't make it for you. Okay. And let me just bring something up really quick that I think may be helpful. Something that I've had for a long time. Um, Let me go here and I'm gonna download it really quick. Um, because I think it would be a good starting point for a conversation. So let me go to oh goodness, let me download this so we can have a conversation. So we can have a conversation. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Here it is. I'm going to download. I am going to download. Let me download. Let me download. Let me download. I need to download as a PDF. Okay, PDF, baby. No, 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 not this PDF. Okay, download. And then let me get rid of this. Okay, so let me do this because I really, let me see slides and PDFs, computer. Okay, okay, girl. Let me just get this right here. Okay, I'm gonna open this up for us so we can talk and have a conversation. Okay, so let me hide this. Okay, so this is something that I created a while ago. As you can see, it is the roadmap to tarot reading success for complete beginners. Okay. Okay. So let me, okay. So that's what it is. Okay. Why am I not able to? Okay. So let me go here because let me do this. This will be easier. Let me remove this. I'm going to add this back. Remove, present, or invite, share screen, window. Okay. This is easier. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Come here. Okay. So yeah. So, um you have to I created this guide because I feel like it was definitely foundational for people who want to get into it. But let me get to this right here. So we're just going to skip down. We're going to skip down to item number 6 here, right? Item number 6. Think about how you want to read tarot. Okay. How do you want to read tarot? Are you reading tarot based on definitions? And if that is the case, are you able to transfer those definitions to another card if the imagery doesn't match the way that you learned it? Okay. Because you can have two cards. You can have two cards. But what if you learned that something is one thing because that's what the artist said. But then you get another deck and then you get a different feeling about the same card but from a different deck. This is why you can't just memorize meanings because it's going to go from deck to deck to deck. It's kind of like if you're driving your car, you should be able to drive any car. If you learn how to drive on an automatic engine car, automatic transmission car, if you're not driving your car anymore and you order you rent a rental car and that car's automatic transmission, you should be able to drive that one too, right? You should be able to drive that car too. Okay? It should be transferable. It should be transferable. You should be able to drive, an SUV. You should be able to drive a Geo Prism. You should be able to drive a Buick. You should be able to drive no matter what car you're given because you know how to drive an automatic transmission car. It's the same for tarot. Tarot is a tool. So it's not just about rote memorization. When it comes to the cards, it's about how does this speak to you? How does spirit interpret this through you? Because the thing is, spirit may tell you something about it and it may not tell me. Okay? And the spirit may not tell me. So, definitely something to think about. Now, can I ask what deck do you have, Miss Tree Moon? What deck do you have? What deck do you have? When did you get the deck? How long have you been working with the deck? Okay? Because all these things matter. These are all ingredients to a recipe. All ingredients to a recipe. Okay. So while we're waiting for our good sis, Miss Tree Moon, let's go back into this document. Let's go into this document. Okay. So she says it's an old deck by Liz Dean gifted to me. Okay. Okay. What's the name of the deck? What's the name of the deck? But they've never been used. Okay. So the deck was gifted to you. Have you used the deck? Or are you just studying tarot from stuff online? Okay. And let me just say this. There is the myth, the thing floating around out here um on the internet saying that people should only use tarot decks that have been gifted to them. Imagine someone telling you that the only way that you can drive a car is if someone buys you a car. That you can't buy your own car or that you can't rent your own car. Do we see how dumb this is? This is dumb. This is dumb. Yes, yes, there is a thing somewhere out there in the internet land. I see people all the time over and over and over say, I want to start reading tarot, but I heard that I can only read tarot if someone gave me a deck. This is what I'm saying. So, no, that's no, honey. And this is why I want people to understand this is a tool. Okay? This is why you have to like your tool. This is why you have to use your tool. Okay, Miss Tree Moon says studying. My aunt who gifted them gave me a crash course. I've really just been trying to get comfortable with understanding them in my hand, shuffling. I've had them for 3 years. Okay. Um, let me also say this. Let me say this, and I'm going to say this, and I do not want to offend anyone. Okay. Education is good. You have to start practical application. Okay. You have to start practical application. People keep asking me, Q, is there a book on hoodoo? No, there's not. You need to talk to your ancestors and tell them to guide you. Tell them to start sending you recipes and stuff. Like a lot of times people stick in the I need to read, I need to read, I need to read some more, and they don't get into practical application. There is reading and then there is doing. Okay. You can read from here to kingdom come. It doesn't matter if you are not doing. You have to get in there. You have to start the practical application. Or else you won't you just going to be, imagine someone imagine let's say you're a doctor. Let's say you're a doctor. Not even a doctor. Let's say you're someone who you drive a crane. You drive a crane. Okay. You work with this crane every day. You notice that, when the weather is hot, the crane does this. You notice that when the weather is cold, the crane does this. You notice that when it's humid, the crane, does this. And then somebody was just like, I've been reading on how to operate cranes for so long. I've been reading every manual on operating the crane for the past 3 years. And you out here, you've been working in the crane. They can't tell you nothing. They can't tell you nothing. Because they can read whatever from a book. You have practical, real world application. Okay. Okay. L Boogie says, what if someone gives you a deck that's hex? Right. Just because someone gives you something doesn't mean that it's a good thing, especially when it comes to spiritual objects, right? This is why you have to take charge of your own spirituality and your own path. You get to decide the tools that you have. Okay. You says color your tarot is the only name I see on them. I can color them for myself. There's also another deck that I already have color. And the I need to read is me for sure. I find that for so many different people. Q, can you send me this? Q, can you send me that? Listen, and I understand that when it comes to spiritual work, people want to read, they want to know what they're doing before they go out here and do something wrong. But baby, as long as you can cleanse yourself, you know how to spiritually cleanse real good and you know how to protect real good, you will be fine. You will be fine. Do not get book. I need to read 5 million different things before. No. The only way you're really going to learn and grow is by doing. Yes, you can read, but you need to do. You need to do. Okay. You said to be very honest, I don't like the ones with color because they're white people. No offense. Girl, there's a bunch of decks out here. There are decks out here with nothing but black people or multicultural decks. Okay. You don't have to have a deck with just white people on. Okay. You can find a deck with black people on it if that's what makes you comfortable, if that will bring you to. This is why I'm saying you have to choose your deck. Okay. You see, let's go to number 4. Okay, let's go to number 4 because no, number 4 is here. Okay. Let's go to number 4. Choose your first deck wisely. Okay. Let me open this some more. Choose your first deck wisely. Your first deck will be like the car that you practice taking your driving test in. So choose it wisely. Every few years, there are decks that become popular, and many new to tarot buy those decks due to the hype. But just because a deck is popular, it doesn't mean that it's the right deck for you. Just because someone gives you a tarot deck doesn't mean it's the right tarot deck for you. You have to take charge of what your experience is going to be learning and reading tarot. Okay. Think about what you need from a tarot deck. What do you need? How do you need the artwork to look? Do you need black people on all of the cards? Do you want black people in various scenes from various places on the continent of Africa? Do you want black people in the form of Egyptians on cards? Do you want black people just doing everyday things in everyday life in the pictures on the cards? Do you want a small deck? Do you want a big deck? Do you want a deck that is matte and so smooth when you shuffle the cards? What is the paper weight of the deck? Like how thick? What's the thickness of the cards? All of these things matter when it comes to picking out a deck. Okay, think about artwork, think about symbolism, think about quality of cards. Tarot decks are not $10. Okay, for a good tarot deck, you're probably going to spend between $30 and $40 for a tarot deck. So you need to like the deck that you buy. You need to like it. There's a deck that I have my eye on that I've been looking at for years, and it's $100. Does Q have $100? Yes. Does Q think I should spend $100 on a tarot deck? Not really. But I still want it. I'm probably going to buy it. The most expensive tarot deck that I bought was $70. So, you have to think about these things. Okay. Visit shops. If you have a spiritual woo woo shop in your area that has displays of all these tarot decks, go ahead and do it. Okay. If you are in the Atlanta area, I can definitely say go to Phoenix and Dragon bookstore on Roswell Road at the top of 285. And they have all these tarot decks in there, and you can look at them and take a picture, look at the artwork. You can kind of touch the card, see what it is, and then you can decide if you want to buy that. Okay. This is your personal journey. So you should like your tarot deck. Okay. You should like your tarot deck. And again, the studying, you can study, but you need practical application because you don't yet know if spirit is going to tell you something physical through the card, if it's going to be symbolic, or is what exactly is happening on that card going to translate out into real life. Okay. What do I mean? I mean that you may ask a question, and let's say you get the Three of Swords. Will you get the three? Let's say you pull a card in the morning. Let's say you get up in the morning and you're a person that does a daily card draw. What can I expect, or what might I see today? And you pull the Three of Swords. Okay, three swords, right? Does that mean that can mean some of anything? It could mean that you get into an argument with three people that day. It could mean that you are cooking that night and you're looking for a spatula in you're looking for a spatula in your kitchen, and you open the drawer to get the spatula out, and then three knives fall on the floor. It could mean that someone told you that it could mean that you're having a conversation with someone, and then they told you that they're going to have surgery on the 3rd of November. It could mean you have an emotional upset. This is why you have to get out there and this is why you have to get out there and you have to use your cards. You have to use them. You have to see how they are going to apply to you in your everyday life. What types of messages are you going to get? Will it be literal? Will it be spirit talk? Will it be a number that you need to pay attention to? You have to get out there and you have to use your cards. Only after you use your cards for some time and you are okay with how spirit talks to you, you receive the messages. Because sometimes people say, like, it wasn't accurate. Are you sure? Did you look at it from every situation that could possibly come from it? Okay, our good sis Cecil Morris says, I fell in love with the Modern Witch Tarot deck when I saw that the magician was a black woman. However, I love the Gilded Tarot deck too because I have a connection to them. And the Gilded Tarot deck is a great deck for just general reading. Yes, there are white people on the cards. No offense to any of my white subscribers or supporters, but um overall for messaging, it's very easy to read because the Gilded Tarot deck was that artist is Cairo Marchetti. And Cairo Marchetti has made one of my favorite decks, which is the Legacy of the Divine Tarot deck. Cairo Marchetti, I love his artwork. Okay. He was in art before he got in, before he started making tarot decks. So he's an actual artist, an illustrator. I love Cairo Marchetti's work. Yes, the Gilded Tarot is a great deck. I definitely recommend the Gilded Tarot as a good deck to start reading tarot with because the imagery that goes along with mainstream tarot card definitions is easy to follow. I like things more ethereal. I'm a whole fairy. Okay, my favorite decks are the Star Child and the Moon Child Tarot because I'm a fairy. I'm floaty, I'm ethereal. I like the ideas of the universe, the cosmos, portals, gateways. I like that in my artwork. So those are my two favorite decks. When it comes to YouTube, I really just use the deck that I use for YouTube because you all have gotten accustomed to it, but it's not my favorite deck. Okay? Hey girl. L Boogie says, I've learned asking divine questions help me align more accurately. Ask what tarot deck will be best for me. Leave the question there, the answer will naturally come. Absolutely. So you have to be someone, if you're going to lead a spiritual life, you're going to have to learn to trust the answers and the images that come to you, even when you're reading tarot. Not her saying, yes, I'm a fairy. Don't do that. But yes, I am, like I said, the ethereal, if you look at the artwork for the Moonchild Tarot and you look at the artwork for the Star Child Tarot, I'm absolutely a fairy. And I do like themes that are like abstract as well. So you have to figure out how things work for you. Okay? You have to figure out how things work for you. Okay? Girl, what you was about to type? What you was about to type, girl? Yeah, don't come for me. But yeah, I'm a fairy. I like things. I like my tarot and spiritual artwork to be floaty and fairies and ethereal and the shades of lavender and teal, and I like that. I like things that are abstract so I can figure things out. Leave me alone. I'm Aquarius moon. Leave me alone. Um but you have to figure things out yourself. Okay? So let me just go over these um from the beginning. Lord, I didn't mean to open up an internet tab. Amen. Okay. Let me go over these from the beginning. Let me just okay. Okay. So, foundational to reading tarot. Why do you want to read tarot? That's the first thing. That's the first thing. You need to ask yourself, why do you want to read tarot? Why do you want to learn tarot? Why do you want to read tarot? Is it because it was popular? Is it because you see people can make money from it? Is it because you want to learn to do readings for yourself so you don't have to pay anyone anymore? Is it something you want to do to piss off other people? Whatever your reasoning for wanting to read tarot, you got to stand in it. But understand it is a practice. It's a sacred practice because it is a form of divination. Cultures around the world, various peoples around the world, normally in their cultures, they had a seer, they had a medicine woman, or they had someone that was there to contact the divine and interpret the messages from the divine and give them to the people and to help the people. So please do not come to tarot or any other type of divination to play, okay? It's disrespectful to the seers, the root workers, the medicine men and women, the shamans, the all of the people around the world who have been divining and interpreting signs and omens. It's disrespectful to just come to want to play. Okay. So whatever your reason is, have a good reason and be sure to stick with it. Okay. Be sure to stick with it and don't get frustrated because you're not doing X, Y, and Z in 3 months. You have to work at your skill and work at, you have to work at it. Okay. Hey, Miss Anonymous. Okay. So, number two, you have to be patient. Okay. Oh, girl, not your Virgo moon. Okay. So, thank you for sharing it. Okay. You got to tell it to shut up because because you don't need to sit there and analyze 5 for 5 million times. You're going to have information paralysis, honey. You have to get out there and start working. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. You're not gonna perfect the meaning of each card, baby. You have to listen. If you're gonna be psychic, if you are a psychic and you come to tarot, you're not going by what the meaning of the cards say. You're going by what spirit tells you that it means at that moment. Okay? You have to go by what spirit tells you that that card means at that moment when you're asking the question. Okay? So don't be out here, oh, I got to memorize it. It's not about memorizing the cards. It's about a relationship between you, spirit, and the tool. Okay? You can't develop methodology. Methodology, even in science, requires that you set up the experiment and then run the experiment. Okay? Even in science, you got a thought process, you want to test something out, you still have to test it. Okay? So I need for you to work on letting that go. It's not about memorizing cards. You are psychic. Spirit is going to tell you what it means. Okay? Okay. Okay, so back to number 2, be patient. Be patient. Take it slow. Reading tarot or being the diviner, that is going to be lifetime work. It's not a race. You're not racing against anyone. You're not trying to hurry up and do something. You want to respect the work, respect the gift, respect how spirit talks to you, be patient. But you still have to work on it, okay? When you take your studies and your journey one day at a time, this is how you reduce frustration and you don't want it to feel like it's a chore, okay? Tarot and doing this work is not it's not a chore. You're making a choice to do this. This isn't like you have to learn the rules of the road so you can have a driver's license because having a driver's license is mandatory if you want to operate a personal conveyance on, out in public. This isn't that. This is divine practice. And just take it slow. Just take it one day at a time. but you still have to practice an applicable practical application, okay? Practical application. This not a race. You're not racing to be like or better or do something as fast as another spiritual worker. You're not doing that. Okay. Definitely have an open mind. Okay. Number three, have an open mind because as you begin learning tarot, you might see something on a tarot card and it's gonna have you go look up some information on a goddess from another culture. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to potentially read up on other cultures, on other practices, learn about various gods, goddesses, pantheons, things that may not be part of your regular everyday worldview? Okay. This is a spiritual practice. You may love a tarot deck, and most of the ideas from the tarot deck. Like, listen, there's one tarot deck called the Goddess Tarot deck. Absolutely love it. But it has goddesses from around the world, from the Inuit people, goddesses from Egypt, goddesses from Asia, from India, from China, from Japan, goddesses from, Pacific Islands. And in those tarot cards are the energies of the myths and the stories of those goddesses from around the world. Are you prepared to expand your worldview, your knowledge of spiritual practices, knowledge of other pantheons? Because in order to use that deck, you need to understand why a particular goddess was chosen for the hermit or chosen for the two of wands. Okay? So have an open mind. Okay? Tarot is occult, meaning that this was information and stuff that was hidden. Okay? Certain people were, in certain traditions, depending on the culture, there were certain people, the daughters of such and such were the people who were going to take up the mantle of being the medicine woman or of being the diviner. Okay? Some of it is lineage, right? So, it is esoteric, and I think those things weren't for everybody. Their gifts and services were for the community, but it wasn't just anyone like, yeah, I'm finna go be the seer of the group. Like, no. So understand it is an esoteric practice. It is an esoteric practice. Okay. Um, so have an open mind when you decide that you want to read tarot and when you take up the mantle of reading tarot. Okay. You really need to. And we covered number 4 on why it's good to choose your deck wisely. Why this is a good thing. Um, again, you have to choose your own tool. You have to choose it because you have to connect with it. You have to like it in order to work with it. Okay. So make sure that you like how the cards look, you like how they feel, you can shuffle them easily. Um, does the card have a border? Does it not have a border? You might like borderless cards. You may like cards with borders. You may like cards that are Roman numeral. Do you want the numbers of the cards to be Roman numerals? Do you want them to just be what Western numbers? Do you want your cards to have astrological symbols and symbology attached to it? You choose your deck. Okay. Okay, and we're moving on to items 5 through 8. Does anyone have any questions right now on anything that I've talked about thus far? Does anybody have any questions? Absolutely. Yeah, girl, you just got to turn your brain off. I wish you the best of luck because I understand um that sometimes that mind just runs. Okay. But does anybody have any questions on items 1 through 4 that I covered in this? Let me know. if you want me to stop and talk about something or, you know, from items 1 through 4. Okay, so we're going to move on to items 5 through 8. So, make sure you keep yourself a tarot journal. Keep a tarot journal, okay? Keep a tarot journal. This is so important, right? This is so important because baby, you might be getting all types of impressions, thoughts, downloads when you pull a card. You may pick a card, you may pick the 5 of wands one day and you write the notes down, and then 2 months later you pick the 5 of wands and you get new information. New information that you can apply to interpret the card. You got to go add that to the notebook. You got to go add that to your tarot notebook. Your tarot notebook is going to be just like your spiritual notebook. It is a living, breathing document. It grows with you. As you grow, as you develop your spiritual gifts, your spiritual insights, your book, it grows with you. It grows with you. This is why you have to keep that. You have to keep the book. You have to keep a tarot journal. It can be whatever you want. The little regular book from Walmart, or you go, to CVS to the little notebook section, or you can have pages and pages and pages of documents and be a mad scientist like I am. Like sometimes, like I don't have an astrology notebook. I have astrology papers. So like I have computer paper and I write down number 1 at the top right-hand corner of the piece of paper, and I just start writing stuff out. When I turn a piece of paper over, number 2 on the back. I have all these astrology papers when I'm gaining new insights and I'm seeing things and writing things down. I have astrology papers. That's still a notebook. It's just not bound. Okay? It's just not bound. So keep your tarot journal. It could be digital. You can just have all your notes on, something like Evernote on your laptop or your Word document or wherever you wanted, however you are, adapt your practice to who you are. Adapt your practice to who you are, how you take notes, and how you learn. Okay? I'm telling you, this is what this it is my advice for those who are new to tarot to work in this way. You will be able to reference yourself. And then you can see how much you've grown. Or when you finally connect with the imagery and the symbolism, and the esoterics behind a card, and you finally break it down, you just like, yeah, it clicks. So keep it. This is your journey. It's your journey. Keep notes. Keep notes, okay? Number 6, think about how you want to read tarot. And we kind of talked about this in the beginning, right? Are you going to be someone that reads the cards at their face value? Are you going to be someone that when you read tarot, you are putting all the pictures together and you're telling a story with it? Are you going to be someone who's reading tarot based off memorization of what cards mean? Are you going to be a psychic? Are you going to tap into your psychic abilities, however spirit talks to you, and that's how you read tarot? You have to decide what type of tarot reader you're going to be. Hey girl, you're not late. I didn't do anything too much. I'm just going over this document that I created. Today we're in community. We're talking about tarot. We're talking about those who are new to tarot, and I'm going through my um I have a roadmap to reading tarot for beginners, and we're just going through this and just having a discussion about it. So, you're not late. We're just over here just chilling. So yeah, how do you as the reader want to read tarot? And you have to think about this because if you ever get to a point to where you are reading for clients, clients ask these questions all the time. How long have you been reading? What's your favorite deck? They might ask you for tips and tricks. Um, they might ask you questions of have you ever Had cards be literal? Have you ever had, or they ask you how do you read? People ask. People ask me all the time. Okay? So how do you want to read tarot? Your success as a tarot reader is going to come from identifying the way of how you read and what works for you. Are you going off tuition? Are you going off vibes? Are you going off pictures, card meanings, all of those things together? Okay. Are you going to read reversed cards? You can go to any tarot community online and there's going to be a discussion and maybe argument over what's the right way to read a tarot card. Baby, the right way to read a tarot card is how is you is what spirit telling you what that card means. Okay? You can go to any online tarot community and I guarantee you're going to get 20 different interpretations of how people read tarot cards that are reversed. If you're reading a reverse card, doesn't mean that the energy is blocked. If it's a card that is um not really active, are you going to say that the reverse cards mean that it's going to be active? Are you going to say the reverse card means this person going to change their mind? Are you going to read the reverse cards and say that this person is a terrible person based off the energies? Are you going to read the reverse card as the opposite of what's happening in the picture? Are you going to see the reverse card as um something that the client needs to work on in order to accomplish that goal? How are you going to read the reverse cards? Some people say that they don't read reverse cards because the 78 cards in their upright has enough meanings to do full readings for people. Some people say they love, reading reverse cards as well as the upright cards because it gives you even more. It gives you even more information to work with. Some people think that the upright cards are just fine and complete the way that they are, and there's no need to read them reverse. So some people don't even read reverse cards. This is why I say people have to develop how they're going to read tarot for themselves. Some people think all reverse cards are evil, so they don't read reverse cards. Okay. There's so many different reasons. Like I said, we can go to any online tarot community, and I'm guarantee you there's a conversation about reverse cards. Or what does this card mean for you? Or how do you read reverse cards? Guarantee is in every online tarot community. Everyone. Okay. Are you going to be someone that use tarot spreads, or are you just going to lay cards out? There are some people who only read tarot via spreads. Me personally, I don't like to be confined to a tarot spread, so I don't really do spreads. Right. You said to me they seem equally important, necessary. All right. Well, there you go. You know that's important to you. You are going to include reversals in your readings. I do too. It doesn't bother me. But a lot of people don't deal with reversals because they are trying to memorize, quote unquote, what cards mean. So if they can't get a grasp on what the 78 cards mean upright, there's no way. I'm not going to say there's no way. If they can't get the meanings of the 78 cards upright, it's going to hinder them to try and learn reversed meanings because reverse doesn't necessarily mean negative, right? Right? So they'll be like, "Oh my god, I got 78 card meanings to learn and then now I got another 78 card meanings to learn because I got to learn all these reverse cards too." That's how some people look at it. Okay? This is why you have to decide for yourself what you going to do. El Boogie says if it jumps out in reversal, that seems like a natural occurrence, but sometimes it seems like readers just gather up their cards without positioning correctly. I mean, what is positioning correctly? What does that mean for you? Because I don't write the cards in my deck. When I sit my tarot deck down, that's how it is. When I pick it up and I start shuffling, whatever comes out is whatever comes out, and that's what I'm going to read. I know some readers will put all the cards upright at the end of a reading so that the next time they pick up the deck, all the cards are upright and then they go from it. I don't do that. I sit the cards down and I pick mine up because I know whatever comes out of that, I know it's gonna be the truth because I know how spirit work for me. And I know I'm good. Okay. But how other people do it, that's how other people do it. I'm not here to tell another reader what to do. This is why you have to decide how you're gonna read and do things for yourself. Okay. Back to these spreads. Some people be like, oh my God, I need a tarot spread to help answer this question. Baby, lay them cards out. Lay the cards out. But that's usually for people who are just reading the cards as they are and aren't psychic. So people who are reading the cards, this is what this card mean because this is what the book said. A lot of those people, which is fine, a lot of those people will use a tarot spread because each card in a tarot spread, depending on the spread, is going to tell you how to interpret that card. I don't do that. Have I worked with spreads? Yes. Have I created my own spreads? Yes. But I'm like water. I'm very free flowing. I'm very go with the flow. Um, I'm very go with the flow. I don't like to be confined. And to me, a tarot spread confines me because the spirit tells me one thing, but the tarot spread has to say, if spirit tells me one thing, but the tarot spread tells me that I have to interpret a card in a different way, I'm going to go with what spirit said. I'm not going to go with how the spread is going to tell me to interpret the card. Like, I'm not going to do that. We can lay out one card, we can lay out 30. I can go through them all. I can the links in between things. I just see things. I'm one of those people where I'm just like, I can see patterns and correlate things that other people don't necessarily think that way. And that's why I like to just pull cards because I can see. Yeah, this is why sometimes I think like, am I really like sometimes I think that I'm slightly on the autistic spectrum because I can just come up with correlations and associations and stuff that most people don't even think of, right? And that's how my mind works. That's how my mind works. So, like, for example, let's say there's a phone number, and this is how my brain works. Let's say there's a phone number. The phone number is 789, and then the last 4 numbers is 1200. So 1200, 1200 is giving me the plan of how to code 789. Here's what I mean. So from 7 to 8 and from 8 to 9 is 1. 1 is the first number in 1200. From 7 to 9 is 2. 2 is the second number in 1200. So do you see how my mind just put that together like that? So I code a lot of stuff like that in my mind. So I'll be like, oh, 789, 1200. Like I can remember that because my mind literally just made up, okay, 7 to 8 to 9, that's 1. And then 7 to 9 is 2. That's the 2 for the 1200. And then you get 2 freebies with zeros because that's literally how my mind works. My mind literally works like that. With numbers, with words, my mind works like that. So I see things and I can create the patterns. I can see patterns. I see things that people don't see. I swear, like every time I take one of them online, every time I take one of them little online autism tests, like it'd be like, girl, you got Asperger's. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, girl. But anyway, you say you know these patterns too. Sexy RN says you just named most of an old number from years ago. Girl, I just came with a number from years ago. Okay. That's so funny. Live Life says, I like your way of teaching. Glad I caught the live. I'm glad you're here too. But yeah, so when you're reading these tarot cards, when you're looking at these pictures in these tarot cards, is there a theme? Has your mind identified the theme? Is your mind, is spirit is going to tell you what's important from the cards. But is there an underlying energetic theme? What is going on there? Because you have to pick that information out for yourself or for your client. Yeah. So, yeah. So I do that. That's how I memorize patterns or something that I need to remember really quickly. That's what I do. But even when I'm reading tarot, my mind is doing that. That's literally how my mind works. And so, like, I'll be talking to Babe and he'll just be like, I never would have thought of that. And I'm just like, I know. And I don't say it like to be a schmuck, but I say it because I know that I don't think like most people. Okay. I was always the weird kid, you know. I don't think like most people. I think differently. And I can easily make up codes and decode. I can write stuff out and no one will know what I'm talking about unless they think like I do. Okay. That there's always a reason for why I do something or why I name something or why I put words to something. There's always a reason why because I think like that. Right. So the next time you look at a phone number, I want you to think about the phone number. Think about the phone number and see if you can come up with a way to remember the phone number. That's not just rote memorization. Just try it and see. Just try it and see. So yeah, you have to think about how you want to read tarot. I don't do spreads. I'm a free flowing person. I like to free flow. Between Mr. Hoodoo and I, he's much more of the objects have a place, and I'm more of okay. Well, I set that there. I'm gonna come back for it. Okay. Most creatives, I'm a creative. I don't have a box. Please don't try and put me in a box. I don't want to be in a box. But you have to decide how you're going to read tarot. And everything that's listed in number 6, you have to think about and you have to decide on when you say you are going to learn tarot. Okay. Number 7, you have to trust your intuition. Okay. You have to trust your intuition. If you're gonna be the psychic tarot reader, you're gonna have to trust your intuition. You're gonna have to trust the image, the thought, the sound, the smell, the music that you just heard. When you are reading tarot, you're going to have to learn to trust the information given to you through non material means. You're going to have to learn to trust it. Okay. The more you trust, it's the more and the better that your connection to spirit is going to be. Spirit is not, this is why people are just like, oh, well, all psychics don't say the same thing. No, we're all different people. Spirit doesn't talk to all of us the same way. We are all different. There is no one big psychic. There is not. There's no one big psychic. Spirit talks to us and the information that we receive is going to be different for all of us. And that is okay. This is why you are never going to read like such and such tarot reader. You are going to read like you because you are you. I will read like me because I am me. Spirit talks to all of us, but spirit may tell such and such something, and spirit may tell me something. It doesn't mean that we're wrong just because we have the information that we receive is different. Does it make sense? Is it answering your client's questions? And like I said, if you're gonna be the psychic reader, be the psychic reader. Are you clairvoyant? Are you clairaudient? Are you claircognizant? Are you clairsentient? Um, there are times I'm reading for people and I can see the people that they're talking about in my head. There have been times I have read for clients and I could hear the music that like there was one client that I read for and um I could hear the music that her and her boyfriend would play together. I could hear the music. And when I told her, she was like, "Oh my God, that's what we play." I could hear it in my head. Sometimes I dream things. Sometimes I just get random thought process like, you know what? It'd be real crazy if, and then it comes to pass. Um, whatever psychic you gonna be that. But you have to learn to trust the information. Learn to trust the information that spirit is giving you. Okay. This is why different readers can have different messages for the same card because spirit is talking to all of us differently. Okay. You have to learn to trust the messages the spirit gives you. Learn to trust the messages that your ancestors give you. Learn to trust the messages. You have to learn to trust yourself. Okay. This is why you have to practice. You can't just stay in we're gonna read from now until we die. You have to learn to trust yourself and the way that spirit talks to you. Now, some of y'all just hard headed. And if you're gonna be hard headed with spirit, then don't ask. But you can't want to develop your gift and then ignore it or not go along with what spirit is trying to show you. Okay. Okay. Number 8, you have to practice. You have to practice. You can't build up your spiritual vocabulary. You can't train your psychic muscle unless you practice. You can't get good with understanding how things are going to show up for you unless you practice. You have to practice. You still have to do the work. A lot of people buy tarot decks and they look through the cards and they write down a few meanings and they're just like, I can't get this. Well, number one, if you don't believe you can get it, then who am I to tell you that you who am I to tell you otherwise? But when you're going into tarot or anything else, you have to be disciplined, you have to practice, you have to do the work. And that's just it. That's just plain and simple. You gotta do the work. There is no way around it. You have to do the work. You can't want something but then don't want to work it. Spirit is gonna meet you halfway. I mean, even in the Christian Bible, it says that, God helps those who help themselves. Baby, you gotta do some work. You gotta do some work. You gotta do some work. You can't want to be X, Y, and Z. You can't want to whatever it is. You can't want to be a good tennis player. Shout out to Coco. Love you, Coco. Um, and anybody who mad at Coco winning can go to hell. Okay, amen. Um, you have to do the work. There's just no way around it. You have to do the work. You have to do the thing. You have to do physical, three-dimensional work. You got to work with cards. You got to shuffle them. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. And that's it. That's all. Are there any questions on this? Any questions on this? And I know there's a StreamYard delay. Let me take a sip of water. You really have to practice because you don't know. Sometimes you can have cards laid out, and instead of the card being the written meaning of the card, it could be a person. It could be a person. But you won't know until you practice, until you understand how things work for you. It could be a person. People ask me all the time, how do you know when it's a person? You got to practice. And if you psychic, you got to listen to what spirit tells you. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Are there any questions? Is there anything that you'd like to ask of me while we are here together in tarot community? I know there's not many people here, and that's fine. This will be a tarot community talk for the community. I will leave this up on the channel. Are there any questions? I am here to answer your questions. Here to answer them. While I'm BSing, I need to pull out my other deck. Miss Tree Moon says relinquishing fear. After spirit has talked to me and has always been right, but especially when it was not good, is what I think may be hanging me up. I need to work on acceptance. Listen, life is not positive. This is why, like personally, I do not, and let me say this. I am not here to rain on anyone's parade. There are some people who are just like, okay, love and light. Life is not love and light. There are going to be things happening. Sometimes you will receive good news. Sometimes you will receive not so good news. Sometimes you have to be the bearer of the good news or of the bad news, right? You have to accept it. You have to be okay with it. I would rather have a session with a client and say, this is what I see and it doesn't look good. I'm not gonna try and and I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we're here for the people come to me for insight, for help, for truth. How do I move forward? How do I do this? What's going on? I'm here to tell you the truth. Okay? And the truth is not always what people want to hear. But you make sure that you walk with integrity and you tell people exactly what you see. You tell people exactly what you see. This is what I see. It don't look good, but this is what we can do. You said after your NDEs, after my last of 3 NDEs, I've had this issue, but I knew all about them before they occurred. Okay, you have a gift. You have to learn to work with it. I've seen terrible things happening too before they happen. My mother called me and was just like, my mother called me Mama Hoodoo. She called me in fear one time. She was like, "Oh my God, Q, I had this terrible dream that I was, I walked up and I looked at the casket and I don't know who was in there, but it's either me or my stepdad, my stepdad at the time." She was like, "So in 3 months, either me or my stepdad is gonna be." I mean, she was distraught. I was like, "Mom, it's gonna be okay." I knew it wasn't gonna be her. And when I tell you 3 months to the week that she called me, my stepfather had died. But he died of lung cancer, right? 3 months to the so we see things all the time. Those of us who have the gift to see things, listen, work with it. Spirit gave it to you for a reason. Work with it. Work with it. Hey, Sleepy Bee. Yeah, sometimes they don't listen. Okay. And this is why some you have, especially those of us with spiritual gifts, sometimes we have to be the ones to take control over our lives, whether it's with doctors, lawyers, whatever. Do what you gotta do. They gave you the gift. Do what you have to do. You have the gift for a reason. Learn to work with it. So, that's all I can tell you. I have seen plenty of terrible things. I've seen the writing on the wall with some things, and All you can do is tell people and or be prepared, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Life is not always gonna be pleasant, and neither are the messages gonna always be pleasant. That's all I can tell you. Life goes on. Sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. The good part about it is if you are a medicine woman, you can help people through things. That's another way to look at it. If you're a medicine woman, if you're a healer, if you're a hoodoo, if you are a shaman, if you are, whatever it is called in your culture, spiritual worker, mm, whatever, you can help people through things. So, are there any other questions or topics, to ask me about while we're here in community together? I mean, it's a good question, but just because we are spiritual people, it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to us. Those of us who are spiritual people, we just know how we can work with natural and supernatural energies to fix things and just keep going forward. I'm a spiritual worker, I'm a psychic. It doesn't mean that, there were some situations that, I didn't like. Okay, so what you gonna do? You gonna complain or you gonna do something? Especially those of us with magic. Are you gonna complain or are you gonna do something? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay. Any other questions or things for to discuss? I will drop the link. So let me just go back. Let me no. I will drop the link because we this is community. This is community, copy. And I want community. I kind of want us to not start having face-to-face conversations, but I do think it's important for community for people in the community to be able to um voice their concerns or have conversations with me, especially since this is time right now that you can ask me questions, right? So hold on. Okay, so I've pinned the message. If anyone wants to come up or talk or ask me a question, we can have community right here, right here. Excuse me. So yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, you can come up if you want to. If not, that's fine. Um, but like I said, since this is a community day, I'm gonna have more of these community days, community talks where we're talking about something esoteric or I'm teaching something or showing something. Just so that I can help and do more to give back to the community, right? Um, you know, I'm, strive to be better, to do better. And that's what I said I'm going to do. So, community, right? Okay, let me remove that. Let me go here just so I can show you because I want to show you. Um, I just want to I just want to show you so you all can see what I'm talking about. Share screen. Okay. I wanted to share this with you all just so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the Star Child Tarot. Okay. This is Star Child Tarot. Remember I told y'all I'm ethereal. I like the colors. Yes, 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 yes. I like the colors, right? Look at these cards. Aren't they so pretty? They are so pretty. Look at that. That's the Emperor. The colors, the symbolism of the eye, yes. Yes. Aren't they so pretty? This is what I mean like when I say like I'm ethereal. Like I like this. Okay. This is what I like. That's my jam right there. So, okay, we have someone here. I'm going to bring someone up. Okay, we can see you. So if you want us to see you, then keep your camera on. If you don't want us to see you, then go ahead and turn your camera off. Yeah, it's really pretty, right? Mhm. Okay. So let me add my girl to the stage. Hey, girl.
Hey, how are
How are you?
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm working. What you know is really funny?
What's
We
funny?
talk about. I don't even know if you said you were gonna have this conversation, but look what I brought. I don't know if you could see. I brought this
Oh,
to work. I was like, let me stop playing games at work at night and let me go ahead and start studying and doing the work.
yes, yes, yes. Do the work, honey. Yes, I love to see it.
Yeah, so that's what I did today. So this was like perfect.
Good,
It was
good.
perfect. It was perfect. I want to say thank you because you're always on time for everything.
Well, thank you so much.
All
Listen,
right.
divine timing. I always think divine timing is best. So this is good. That's why I said I wanted to keep having these. I wanted to start having these like community talks on various topics and stuff like that. Just to kind of give back more to the community. Everything don't have to be looking into spiritual mess, right? We don't have
Exactly,
to
exactly. I know we like drama sometimes, but
right.
we do
Right.
sometimes.
Right, right, right. So, yeah, what's the name of that deck again? Which
This
one is that?
one is called God, what is it called? Beginner's Guide. Oh, Julie, what is it? The Sherman. I don't even know what this is called. It's illustrated. I
Let
don't
me see.
know. Have you seen this before?
Let me see. That is Beginner's Guide to
The
Tarot.
Charmin Castle deck. I just like some of the pictures. I really was looking for something more culturally appropriate, but I was in the middle of
Yeah. Yeah, and there are plenty of decks like that. Let me type in. Let's see. Let's see. Tarot decks with black people. Okay, because
exactly,
you know,
exactly.
they're there. They're there. So, there are plenty of decks with black people. You got the African American tarot, black tarot.
Something that and brightly colored. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
what I was
brightly
looking for.
we have African American woman, 22 major arcana card. Ooh, what is this? Look at this.
And I know it's noisy here. I'm sort of trying to work.
Not just sort of trying to work. Tarot deck, African American tarot card deck. Oh, these women, they look fierce in this. These kids look cute.
Oh, they do. They do. I like that.
Tarot deck, African American tarot card deck. Okay.
But I was like, at least I can start off with that so I could learn,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cards, which I pretty much I'm more familiar than what I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks to you.
Oh, oh
So
yes. What's this? Oh, these people look good. Oh, I like this. Y'all gonna have me out here buying a tarot deck. I don't need to do that.
I know I guess I'll buy one tonight too.
Oh, the star. Oh, these people are beautiful.
Exactly. Somebody beautiful. But this was a good start.
Yeah.
Um, and the pictures are it explains a lot. So and it makes it clear whether this is water, air, fire, because that's the part I really didn't get, but now I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
There are plenty of decks out here with black people if that's what people want, or bright. There are so many decks out here. You could just pick a deck.
Right. But
Okay, you
I'm
can
a, I'm a Libra. I don't like making decisions. But
listen. Listen, we've had that conversation. Okay.
unless it's life threatening, then I can make a decision.
Right, right, right. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm in my little corner, so nobody's gonna disturb me, hopefully. And I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna read and study. And I have my notebook too. So it was just in
There you
time. Like you are
go.
always on time. Like you are
Listen,
amazing.
I'm here to help people that I'm meant to help.
Yes, you are.
So let me see. So this is the deck that I really want, that I have to buy, the Journey into Egypt Tarot System Guide. This deck, and this is for everyone, but this deck uses a complete. This deck is Egyptian astrology based.
Ooh,
So
that's pretty.
it's not Western astrology, but the cards are absolutely beautiful. So I need to go find. Let me see. I need to see the cards. Um, so I can show you all. And I've been meaning to get this deck. Um, let's see, virtual deck tour. No, I don't want to do all that. Just show me the cards, lady. Show me the cards. I just want to see the cards because they are actually really beautiful and they really make some. Let
They
me get
are. Or what I can see.
the Journey into Egypt cards. Okay, I gotta look for the images because it's really some of these are really striking, and I'm just like, oh, like look at this. Let's visit here. Look at this. Okay,
These off.
so look at the world. There's
Ooh.
somebody in the womb. You have the symbolism of the womb, and he's in the womb, and then there's water, and then there's this woman here, right? You have the Prince of Swords. This person, he can cut off somebody's head.
Mm.
You have justice, so we have the symbolism of the feather and the scales is still there. So this is a full moon cycle of Libra. So bringing in the astrology here. These images are just. I was just like, I
Amazing. And
love
what is that deck called?
Journey into Egypt.
Okay, I'll remember that.
It
Get
was
this.
published in 2013. So this is a deck that's like 12 years old now. So,
Okay.
but yeah, absolutely stunning imagery. And it's I've seen darker colored pictures of people um in the deck as well, but I'm just like it's the imagery for me. The imagery is so because I can pull a lot from the imagery, right? And you can
Right.
incorporate like the astrology into it. So I'm here for it. I've been looking at this deck for years and I haven't bought it. So maybe that's something I need to buy for myself. Maybe cuz she publishes her deck herself,
Okay.
the owner, so this isn't something that you can get on Amazon. So you have to go to her website and she follows the actual like astrological when she's interpreting the core cards. So we have a is the zodiacal wheel here, east west, right,
Mm-hmm.
north south. So the symbolism. So this is under the ecliptic. This is above the ecliptic. Um, yeah. So So this is like I said, I loved it, and I love it. So like I said, I have to buy this deck, but it's a little bit it's more, but that's fine. I will eventually I will get it. I'm trying not to be a person that just hoards tarot decks because baby, I'd be like, who gonna check me from getting another tarot deck?
We're gonna
So
shake some bro.
right, who gonna check me? No
Right.
one is going to check me. So so
Right.
yeah.
And thank you. So make sure you tell us your dates of when you're going to be available for the next 2 weeks, because now I have a great schedule. So, well, I really don't,
Okay,
but
so I'm available now. I will not be available. Let me tell y'all right now.
hmm
So, I'm gonna tell y'all right now because we're already planning our adventures next month. So let me pull up my calendar right now. So you have between now and July 3rd to book something.
Okay.
From July 4th to July 21st, I will not be available. I'm gonna be gone. I'm be here in
No.
California. I'm be in another state. Then I'm gonna be in another state. I'm be in 3 cities, 3 different states. So July 4th to July 21st, I am unavailable for client work. So between everybody got this week, next week, you got a little less than a month. So mhm.
And I know you don't do plugs, but I'm going to do one for you, just in case no one, because I'm going to do it myself. You have a great handle on astrology, so I would advise anyone to do that. It's well worth it. You're willing to do like all the work. Text us. We don't have to do the work. Apps are very general, so they're not the best. And you also have that ability to tap into the person. So it works out really well. So I'm also going to tonight do my thing so I could make me a little appointment. So I would advise everyone to do it so we know where to go from here, where when we can do things, when we can open up that business, when it's a good time to do this, when it's a bad time to do this. So please support Q, please, please, please. Sorry, that was my plug. I know you don't plug,
Oh,
but I
well,
do.
thank you. Y'all know I
I,
don't plug myself.
I plug.
People tell me to. No, I appreciate your kindness and your willingness and your openness to plug me. I appreciate it.
Because of all my readings, you've been spot on. There's nothing that's been off. Nothing. Even if I wanted to say it wasn't, it even if I didn't agree and I was like, oh, I really don't want to do that, it was still spot on.
Okay, thank you, girl.
So
And I know you took care of that house situation, right?
I did take care of the
Okay.
house situation.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had. Yeah. Hey, Fuzzy.
But that's all I had to say. I love you all. Like seriously, you're all awesome. So
Okay,
I'm
I,
ready to go
I
pretend
appreciate
I
you,
have
girl.
work to do.
I truly love my clients, and I truly want us to be like a little community over here. I'm not the biggest, but I am genuine and I am ethical.
Exactly. That's what
So
I you are.
genuine and ethical. So, like I said, we be chilling over here.
Yeah.
We be chilling over here. But thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Everyone have a
So
wonderful
much.
night. I'm gonna go in the bushes so I can.
Okay, boo.
All right.
All right. Yeah, y'all. So that was our good sis, sexy RN. We love her. We love her. But yeah, okay, Mystery Moon says, I love that deck that you're showing. And that was my question. Can you pin that link? Which one? To the previous deck, the Star Child Tarot? Because if it's Star Child Tarot, I will absolutely put that in the chat for you all. I love Star Child Tarot. I love the and then Star Child Tarot has a sister deck called Moon Child Tarot. And that one is a lighter colored tone, but you will get some great intuitive messages from both of those decks. Now, if you are someone who need um 3 swords to be 3 swords on your deck, then these decks are not for you. They are very ethereal. These are portal decks. Okay. The Star Child and Moon Child tarot decks are portal decks. They are portals. They are definitely for you to rely on your intuition. So, our good sis Fuzzy is here. Natasha says, I agree. My reading with Q was awesome. Listen, when we all have readings together, my clients can tell you we'll be doing the reading, but we'll be having a good kiki at the same time. We'll be having a good kiki at the same time. I had a good time talking to you, Natasha. I really did. You say you have a beginner's tarot card set. I haven't used it yet. Okay, girl. You said, thanks for the reminder. I need to request my birth time for the state. Okay, girl, get on it. Listen, I don't know what time I was born. My mother said I was born between 3:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon. I know my son. I'm a Pisces sun. I'm an Aquarius moon. I don't know if I am a Leo rising or a Virgo rising. I don't know which one. And I need to figure it out because that's really gonna whatever my rising sign is, it you need to know your time because it will shift all them planets and all them different houses. I think I'm a Leo rising just because the childhood trauma shit that I went through, Saturn being in the fourth house or the third house, yeah, that tracks for me. Yeah. You gotta get your birth time. You have to get your birth time because that's what makes it accurate. That's what gives the houses. And then I can actually see, like, okay, then I can pull up like your zodiacal releasings, your perfected year. All that is important because perfections are based on and zodiacal releases are based on like the ascendant. So, okay, you said the Egypt. Okay, let me go back to Journey into Egypt because you have to order those cards from her. You have to order them from her site. Uh oh, you have to go back to her site. So let me get this, and this is her site, and you can order it from here. So let me go and let me just put this in the chat for you all. Uh, yes, this live was gonna be up. Absolutely, it's gonna be up. I'm not taking it down on my off my channel. I'm just gonna put this into I have a playlist called Esoteric Chat and Chill, and it will be in the Esoteric Chat and Chill playlist on my channel. But yes, I will be having more of these community days. Um, yes, it's gonna be same. You say, I'm whichever sign is fiery. I stay ready, but I'm a water sign. Listen, that's why we need to know these things. We need to know these things. Because baby, we need to know we need to know these things. I already know my Mars is at home in Aries. Baby, when I get fiery, when I get spicy, I don't care. I don't care. Just like I told homie last night, to go suck enough dick to buy a plane ticket to LA. Like when I get spicy, I don't care. Okay. When I get spicy, I don't care. So, it is what it is. But yes, that's the link for all of you. I will put the link in the description for this deck, the Journey into Egypt deck. I am not a sponsor. I'm just sharing beautiful tarot decks with you all right now, so that you all can go buy them if you want them. Seeing one laughing. Don't be laughing, girl. Don't be laughing. I tells the truth, okay? Amen. I tells the truth. Okay? When someone who's naturally normally shy come out here, when we come out here swinging, baby, you in danger. Yes, I'm a spicy fairy. I like that. I'm a spicy fairy. Okay, I'm spicy. Shoot, I can't wait for Babe to get home. When Babe gets home tonight, okay, with all of the food and gifts for me. When Babe gets home tonight, oh, baby, we're going to turn the beekeeper on. We're going to turn the beekeeper on. And we're going to watch the beekeeper and play Uno. Yes, we're going to play Uno. But listen, the beekeeper is one of my favorite movies. He went out to clap everybody. The beekeeper, that man was minding his own business. The scammer stole money from old girl, aka my Sora, Felicia Rashad. And the beekeeper went out and he clapped everybody. I'm on the beekeeper side. Okay. I'm on the beekeeper side. Okay. He went on a spree. And I'm not mad at all. I'm just like, okay, so if you don't do clown shit, it won't come back to bite him. Hey, Missy. Hey, Luana. You're driving and listening. Okay, girl, be safe. The Beekeeper, I think The Beekeeper is on Netflix, but it's also on Amazon Prime if you have Prime Video. I think it is on Netflix, but it's also on Amazon Prime if you have Amazon Prime Video. But listen, Jason Statham laying people out for being criminals. I'm here for it. He went after the criminal element. Baby, we need him. He went after the criminal element who out here preying on the weak and the vulnerable. Okay, amen. So I love me some good beekeeper. Um, I love me some beekeeper, baby. Jason Statham out there clap. Listen, I can't wait to Babe come home. We're gonna watch it together. Amen. Amen. So, okay, so yeah, Fuzzy says, I'm truly very sweet, but when you offend the weak, me or mine, baby, one day, right, baby, go do something safe. Because what you're doing isn't safe. Go do something safe. And I will let me tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all personally, y'all better leave Fuzzy alone. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuzzy, I ain't gonna put your business out there, but you know what I'm referring to. People, don't ever try and come for Fuzzy. That's all I can tell y'all. Don't ever try and come for Fuzzy. Okay. She says off topic, but do you lose a couple pounds when you're on? No, I gain. I gain. I gain. I usually gain like 3 to 5 pounds. About 3 to 5 pounds. hmm And then as soon as it's over with, I need to stay near the bathroom because all that water got to come out. So I do push through and do workouts when I'm on my cycle to keep me sweating, and things like that. I definitely have to watch what I eat. And then I just never know what type of cycle am I going to get. Am I going to have a constipated cycle or am I going to have I need to stay because I got the boo boo? Am I going to have a loose bowel cycle or am I going to have a constipated cycle? I never know until it's time for the cycle. In addition to the swelling and the water weight. So, but after my cycle, I usually the water weight comes out. But it's every cycle. It don't matter what I do. That's just what it does. No, I don't lose weight on my cycle, babe. Some cycles I'm gonna need a diaper like Sonya. Other cycles, I'll be praying to go to the bathroom. It just is what it is. Just nature. It just does what it does. But yeah, y'all. Any other questions about tarot? Any other thought processes about tarot? If you're not on Blue Sky, please join me on Blue Sky because that's the social media that I'm really, really active on. Sometimes, it'll be a couple days before I, get back to Blue Sky, but I'm usually just like chilling. That's where I empty out my thoughts. So Blue Sky, Blue Sky. Join me on Blue Sky. It's the better version of Twitter. Because baby, when you block somebody on Blue Sky, it's like they never existed in life. And it's the best thing ever. So yeah, y'all. Okay. Any questions before I get out of here? I know it's getting late for you all on the East Coast. It's 6 o'clock here in California. So I know it's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. And I will not commandeer all of your time. So I'm gonna give it a minute or so to see if people have questions they want me to answer or anything like that. Don't laugh, El Boogie. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I can't wait to eat this food tonight. I can't wait to get this food tonight. Y'all, I've been wanting an actual Philly cheesesteak sandwich from Philadelphia for so long, and baby is bringing me a cheesesteak sandwich. A cheesesteak sandwich, a John. He bring me one of them Johns from Philly. I can't wait. Baby is bringing 2 pounds of brisket from Texas. And he bringing some Garrett's popcorn. And anything else that he bought from. I think he bringing me Popeyes. He bringing me all the food. You're welcome. Natasha asks, do I sage my cards? No, I do not. They are not in the hands of anyone else. Usually if something needs to cleanse, it's me. If I'm doing a reading and the energy is just so harsh, then I have to do a cleansing. Or I have to douse myself with Florida water. But no, I don't sage my cards. If anything, I'm doing it to me because I'm the vessel. Some people do, and that works for them, but I don't. I don't. Um, like I said, and that's only with certain energies that are really, really hard. Is when I'm just like, okay. Like sometimes, we're doing our reading live streams, and like the energy shifts, and like I just like, okay, we need to hurry up and get out of this. But no, not my cards, just me. So, I have my little Florida water. I have Florida water soap in the shower because I don't have a tub where I'm at now. We just have a shower in the bathroom, a stand-up shower in the bathroom. No tub here. So I have Florida water soap, bar of soap in the bathroom. And I have Florida water that I have mixed with some. I have Florida water mixed with I think it's a couple drops of uncrossing oil and like some holy water from church that I have like mixed up like in a spray bottle. And I like spray my hands with that. I can't really sage in here or like smoke out in here because these smoke detectors are so sensitive. Like if I take a hot shower and open the bathroom door and the steam comes out, the smoke detector will go off. So I just, that's how I do. I do me. I don't do myself. You said great information. Thank you, Q. You're welcome. Seeing one says off. So yeah, okay. Well, if that's it, I am going to get out of here. And I want to thank you all for being in community with me. I appreciate it. Don't forget if you need a recipe for like a cleansing bath, go search on my channel. I do have a video. I do have like those 4 like spiritual baths when I was talking about spiritual baths. So I do have like I do have a good cleansing bath recipe that you can make on your own. Just go back and find my spiritual bath videos and you can get a couple of spiritual recipes from that. Okay. So that is it, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. We might do Diddy tomorrow. Listen, let me just say that, child. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I have been kind of keeping up via transcripts and what's been going on with the trial, but I'm just like, I have so many thoughts, which is why we didn't do the Diddy yesterday. But we might do Diddy tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, honey, because I'm just like, what is happening? You really want this Stephen Miller, and then things were happening in the LA area this weekend. Things were happening um in the LA area this weekend. Listen, all you gotta do is give people enough time and they will show you who they are. Okay, and these people out here are showing who they are. So just give people enough time and they will absolutely show you who they are. So Stephen Miller chart. Okay, I have the chart calculated. I just haven't really looked at it. But I do I have the Stephen Miller chart in here? Let me not lie. Let me not lie. Let me see. Open chart. Let's see. I need to update my software too. No, I don't have his chart in here, but I saw his birth time, so it won't be hard to create a chart for him. But yeah. Stephen Miller is like this other listen, listen, I'm definitely keeping up with it. Like everybody else has like Real Housewives or Teen Mom or whatever people be looking at. My guilty pleasure right now is actually keeping up with the Diddy case. Um, and I definitely feel like the energetics of the case is shifting. Um, so okay, she asks who is Stephen Miller. So this is Stephen Miller. I'm not this is not my writing. This is just what the internet say. This Stephen Miller. He's credited with shaping the racist and draconian immigration policies of President Trump, which include the zero tolerance policy, also known as family separation, the Muslim ban, and ending the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. Miller has also, quote unquote, purged government agencies of civil servants who are not entirely. So I think he's one of these Project 2025 people. I think. I am not sure. So this is not I'm not, I think not he from Santa Monica. Um let me see. Stephen Miller. So Stephen Miller. Let's see. Let's see if he has anything to do with anything with that. Okay, so according to Wiki, in 2024, according to Wikipedia, he sought to remove his company America First Legal from the Project 2025 list of advisory board members. So that is who he is. So she said, "Oh, that guy, not old looking." Yeah, be into politics. Yeah, see one. So that's him. People asking me for his chart. Listen, people out here, yeah, I know a lot of people been talking about Gavin Newsom, and then we're gonna get out of here. Because our good sis girl Law and Order, she's live. So I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, listen. People out here talking about, oh, California, Gavin Newsom. Baby, Gavin Newsom is out here playing the game right now. Okay. And guess what? He's not on California's side. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my spiritual interpretation. So, girl, yes. Right. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you all over at our Girl Allah's channel. She's live right now. So I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here for our first community day with our tarot talk. We will have another community day. Just be on the lookout for them. We'll have them the community days where we talk, where we gather, where we have community about a variety of things. Okay. So, all right, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting me. Thanks for all the love. I will see you over at Girl Allah's because she's live right now.